Giggity, giggity, giggity goo.
Just because the temperature is in the triple digits doesn't mean the price of cooling down has to be. Introducing Sickness Falls, the discount water park that will leave you and your wallet refreshed. The secret to Sickness Falls' low cost? Untreated water that flows straight from city sewers to our park. So you can splash without blowing cash. Just ask our satisfied customers.
After vomiting the last 3 days, I lost 15 pounds.
My skin won't stop burning.
I found a Band-Aid.
It's yours to keep, little fella. Typhoid? More like Ty-Fun. Sickness Falls. Vaccinations required for entry.
This is not headline news. Travis and Jason Kelsey just signed a $100 million podcast deal. Allow me to predict the most listened to episode. The one right after Travis dumps Taylor. IKEA is launching a website where you can sell your used IKEA furniture. You can find it at buymybustedparticleboard.com. Burning Man is underway in Nevada. So if you don't see any white dudes with dreadlocks in your town this week, now you know why. A cyber attack hit the Seattle airport over the weekend. It was full of enraged passengers screaming at helpless employees. Or as Southwest calls that, an ordinary weekend. This is not headline news.
Hoo-ah!
Wake up, grab a cup of joe. It's Charlie County Speaks. Ken Lovejoy, he's the real McCoy. 4 days a week. Yeah, gonna tell you like it is and give it to you straight. Local, state, and national, these issues ain't can't wait. And it's Charlie County Speaks. Charlie County Speaks. Charlie County Speaks. Oh yeah, Charlie County Speaks.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
This is Charlotte County Speaks, your chance to let your voice be heard on local, state, and national issues. And now, broadcasting live from a dumpy little warehouse behind a Taco Bell, the host of Charlotte County Speaks, Ken Lovejoy.
So I'll let you know how those are.
Aren't
News
you
Radio, 1580 100.9 FM, WCCFradio.com. This is Charlotte County Speaks. I'm Ken Lovejoy. That's Mike Imbasciani back from Georgia.
Good
from
morning.
the mountains up there. Phone lines are open for you at 941-206-1580. Toll free, 888-441-1580. You can email us. The address ccspeaks@live.com. Miss a show, find them all at our homepage, WCCFradio.com. Scroll down to the podcast section and take advantage, folks. We've had one so far. Take advantage of the talkback feature on your phone. If you have the iHeartRadio app, you see that little microphone right there.
You did have one?
I had one. Guy was asking about Timmy Waltz, No Balls Waltz, and he had rainy day fun. They and I didn't really research that much other than to see how much of a budget surplus that they get up there.
Right.
They've had some big budget surpluses, but being a blue state,
They squander it.
well, they always leave it at a minimum. There's
Right.
still $2 or $3 billion, it seems like, is always in there. Has been for several years, but they had upwards of $17 billion a couple of years ago.
Wow.
And you know they're going to piss. They just can't. Come on,
well,
$17 billion? A
Fix
Democrat-led
the roads?
state government? You think they're just going to
Yeah.
let $17 billion sit there without pissing it away on something?
Well, Michigan's the same way, where
Yeah,
they do nothing. If they even have, who knows what their surplus is, but if they have a surplus.
I don't care about Michigan. Anyway, they're a failed state.
Yeah.
It's like France. They're like France.
They are.
To me.
Yeah, right?
Anyway, hit that little microphone. You can leave us a message. We'll get it right here. I'll log in over
You got to
here.
pre-listen to those.
Oh, yeah. You just don't go straight to air with those. No, sirree, Bob. Yeah, you got to make sure the dump button's working.
Yeah.
So anyway, you got that going for you. Also, this weekend, if you're a long weekend, I forgot all about it.
Is it?
It's been it's Labor Day weekend.
Oh, that's right.
Labor Day weekend. See?
That's cool.
I didn't know either.
No.
But I knew
September.
that I knew that I had things to do this weekend. Saturday, I'm going to be emceeing out at the Boca Grande at the big H2O fest
Oh, there
out
it
there.
is. Yeah.
Boca H2O fest out there.
Fun.
Brian's got some we got Jim Brown out there and a bunch of other bands. It's going to be fun. There's going to be food out there, which is really cool. Have you ever been out there?
No.
They got barges out there. You know?
That's cool.
Yeah,
They used to do that in Matlacha.
Little houseboats
little
with
barge party.
little So it's going to be a blast.
So you just got to
Always fun.
paddle.
Yeah,
your
paddle
way.
out, or just walk out. Yeah. Walk out through the water. It's pretty shallow out there. So,
Okay. Fair
out there on the sandbar area. So it's
Okay.
going to be fun.
Yeah.
And it's a free concert, but if you could help out with giving to the Gary Sinise Foundation, that would be greatly
good.
appreciated. And we'll be collecting money out there for that too. So
Good cause. Good cause.
yeah, it's good. Good cause. It's going to be a good time. Kicking off about 9 a.m.
Wow.
Saturday.
All day affair.
Yeah, I bought a brand new beach hat.
I was going to say, you got the big one?
Got the big one.
Got
out
the big
there.
one ready.
I'll show you during the break. Big one. Biggie.
Big. Yeah.
Big.
That way they can
huge
see you
thing. Yes.
far away.
Almost looks like an umbrella on my head.
You going to have to sing the national anthem again?
Huh? I'll do it if I have to. I don't have a problem with singing the national anthem. I don't understand. You just got to start low enough.
Yeah. So when you...
That's the whole idea.
Right.
You start low enough, you're good to go.
Yeah.
If you start too high, you're screwed. And you start coming up to that point, and you start coming. When you start too high, you start hitting that point, and you screwed up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to be able to hit this.
To the audience. We're going to pass it to you.
Hey, everyone.
Yes.
206-1580, toll free, 888-441-1580. So what are you doing?
So, yes, folks, MikeImbasciani.com for the full show schedule. Come see my band, Mike Imbasciani and his Blues Rockers, this weekend, Friday, August 30th, because August is already over. Hard to believe.
Yeah.
Friday, August 30th, this Friday, over at Stevie Tomato's Sports Page.
Oh, yes. Go for the food and do stay for the sports.
Yes, and me. From 7 to 10, and we'll have a special
Haven't done
guest.
that in a while,
I know,
so
it's true. We'll have special guest Michael Bear on piano joining us.
Great.
Having a good time.
Great piano player.
Oh, yeah.
Great keyboardist. Guy's
Fantastic.
just fun to watch, too.
Yeah, he is. So, and then that's Friday, and then Sunday. Football's almost back. Is it back?
It is back.
Is it officially back? Is it still preseason?
It's still kind
Like,
of preseason. I
we-
think.
why should we
is
care?
It this week?
I don't know.
Is it this week?
I'm asking you.
I've been kind of keeping up more with Jim and college ball, really.
That's true. Anyway, Sunday, September 1st, where we will be over at the Hobby Lobby Plaza, right there in Northport, doing the Cars and Coffee car show over there from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the Hobby Lobby Plaza in Northport. Last month got rained out because of Debbie.
Oh,
So
this
is
she's so nasty. She's
Right?
always been, you know.
Oh, yeah,
She'd be
yeah.
nice right around her birthday and Christmas, and then rest of the
just-
year,
yep.
just not nice.
No. So, folks, bring your car out. Should be nice. It should be nice. Why not? 8 to 11, that early in the morning. A little sticky, but it's nice. MikeImbasciani.com. And coming up Tuesday, September 3rd. So already, that's already next week, isn't it? So Tuesday, September 3rd. Yeah, already next Tuesday. This Tuesday coming up, September 3rd. We're back at Vasani doing the Simply Clapton show.
Yeah, next Tuesday you guys are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, September 3rd, doors open at 5 o'clock. Get your tickets right now. Vasani.net, Simply Clapton Show at Vasani.
It would appear Thursday, September 5th, Thursday evening,
Yes.
Ravens Chief, and that is when...
Football is back. Stop talking, hon. Shut the hell up, please. The game is on. More chips and more nacho cheese. Shut your pie hole, dear.
And go get me a beer. There you go.
There you go, football.
All right, football.
Football is back.
Football.
Dad.
You meet me at a crossover guy, Dad.
Up north for some father-son fishing, Dad.
Don't get the kids all riled up before bed, Dad.
Okay, now to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Lots of people emit sounds when they stands up and sits down, not just dads.
We'll be right back with Charlotte County Speaks on News Radio 1580 WCCF.
So, the Zuckman, Mark Zuckerberg, not only Mr. Facebook, now he's Mr. Jiu-Jitsu. He decided to come clean. He was a bit of a kitty cat, and he got pushed around by the government, and the government pressured him to censor posts, push people in a certain direction, and that would be the Biden and Harris administration. Now, I'm just throwing this out there. What do you think? What do you think would be on every news network today? What do you think the coverage would be like if it was the Trump-Pence administration forcing social media to cover stories a certain way? How do you think that would play out in the media today? Oh, Hitler, Mussolini. Oh, it'd be worse. Okay, it'd be worse. It'd be some sort of galactic villain. Watchdog on Wall Street.com. News Radio 1580, 100.9 FM, WCCFradio.com, 9:23 on a hump day Wednesday. A little Bad Company in Burn and Sky. You'll see the connection later. And Mr. Imbasciani here, back from his wiles. And on the phone, we've got Adam Schwartz. And Adam has got some unique details about Timmy. Little Timmy Walz, your vice presidential candidate running with Kamala. Or is it Kamala? People get pissy when you say their name or say her name wrong. I don't know what the problem. Kamala? Which one? How do you say it? Adam, how do you pronounce Kamala's name?
Gosh, this is embarrassing. I don't know which way it is either.
I know. Now, you've written it. You actually served, if I'm not mistaken, with Tim Walz, and I'm just going to turn it over to you and let you tell our listeners your experience.
I did not serve with Tim Walz. I'm an actual combat veteran.
Oh, that's
from
right.
The great state of Minnesota.
Right. You're an actual, as opposed to Tim Walz,
right? Who
pretends to be a combat veteran. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing is his campaign team is now stating that for the past 19 years he's been misstating his service. But it's hard to misstate when you create a false command challenge coin with the incorrect rank on it.
Yes.
I mean, it's a bold-faced lie. And it's what America should really know, besides the ad hominem attacks, and both sides could play that, is that there's some serious character issues with this vice presidential pick that really span before his career in politics and even in the military. Before that, he was a school teacher, got on a 90-some-mile-per-hour drunk driving, and then after he originally said, hey, I was drunk driving, I accept, responsibility for my actions, which I would say admirable. I would think that a lot of Americans could probably find themselves in similar standing. He then went and said, no, I actually wasn't drinking and driving. The cop screwed up. I'm deaf. And he tried to say that he was deaf from his military service.
Deaf. Well, wouldn't he have to be deaf and blind, though, because he was going 90 miles an hour?
Right. Yeah. So it's like he says, he makes a misstep, but then he falsely takes credit for it, but he really doesn't. And that's kind of his military record as well. He served 24 years, and gentlemen, for somebody who also served a life in the military, both as an enlisted infantry marine and then spent the greater part of my career as a Navy SEAL officer, I respect anybody who serves. You don't have to be a Navy SEAL to get my respect. I think it's so admirable when somebody raises their hand to serve our great nation. But he made a deliberate choice to retire as he was the acting command sergeant major.
Mm-hmm.
He stepped down, did not deploy with his unit. And for those of your listeners who aren't in the military, that is a really big deal because the senior enlisted unit leader, that is the linchpin, that's the cornerstone of a unit.
Mm-hmm.
It's where the rubber meets the road between all of the officers and all of the enlisted. It's the senior mentor to all of the junior enlisted. It is a very critical, I would submit personally as a prior enlisted guy turned officer, that is the most critical role of a unit. And he chose to pursue politics, a different vein in service. And again, I respect that, but he did. He bailed on his boys and girls 2 months before they're going to go downrange for a combat deployment.
Mm-hmm.
That was a deliberate choice. In the contrast from my own experience, my first combat deployment back in 2002 as we were going to Iraq, my command sergeant major did the exact opposite. He had trained up my unit to go downrange, had recently retired. He's like, we're going to war, boys. I'm coming back. So he actually came out of retirement to lead us into combat. Just a complete contrast to Tim Walz, choosing to leave 2 months before his men and women that he trained to go downrange.
Mm-hmm. And then,
there's nothing wrong with doing that.
No,
I think it's a really terrible and nasty thing to do to your unit, to leave them in a bind like that. You can't just swap out leadership. But the most egregious story of all of this is after he chose to leave his unit, they went down and did the deed, did God's work for America. Then he runs for office and proclaims that he was in combat. He grifted off of their service, and I will tell every soul in America till I die how just terrible and egregious, and I would say, in my opinion, the worst act of stolen valor ever. It's one thing to meet a guy in a bar who wears like a ribbon that he didn't earn because he wants to feel cool. It's another, obviously as a Navy SEAL, I meet people all over who are like claim to be SEALs. I run them to airports, and you peel apart their story, and they're just trying to sound cool. This man is a representative of our great nation. He's a member of Congress. He's running for the second highest office in the free world, and he has stolen valor, and he has never corrected that record, and that should just give everybody, military or not, pause to think on and judge his character.
No, I agree. And the fact that he claims he's an E9 when he's an E8. He never finished his courses to become what he claimed.
So he was still in the role. So
it was an interim position for him.
We call it billet.
Yeah.
He didn't finish it. He left his unit high and dry when it was time to go and do the deed. He never did a combat deployment. In 24 years, he did 2 deployments to Europe. But again, all of that is okay until he goes and starts telling everybody he's running for office that he was a retired command sergeant major, which he wasn't, as you pointed out, gentlemen. He didn't do the school. He had to go to staff college, and then more importantly, he didn't deploy. He never actually filled that role with the unit. But to claim combat service after he abandoned his unit is so egregious, and I can't think of a worse case of stolen valor.
And it's more than just this lie, too. The multiple lies with the stolen valor, combat experience, being an E9 when he's not.
That's just one facet of how much he lies. And if he's willing to lie about that for his own personal gain to become governor and now try to become vice president, what else is he lying about or going to to about?
Well, I'll give you a couple.
The IVF thing.
I'll give you a couple. Yeah, the IVF. We got that, right.
Yeah, what a terrible and weird thing. Like, you can be pro-IVF and pro-supporting women's reproductive rights or whatever you want to say, but to make a claim that you had a child via IVF
when you did,
and then have your wife be like, well, we didn't. We did something totally different procedure that doesn't involve fertilized embryos, and it's just a really weird, for all the mud the Democrats want to sling about Republicans and conservatives are being weird. That is a very weird thing to lie about.
It is. It is. And he claimed to be what is it? Person or Soldier of the Year from the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce or something. No! It was the Junior Chamber of Commerce.
It was actually from like the junior, like a junior ROTC program in the Chamber of Commerce equivalent. It was a junior chamber. He essentially got like a high school award. It was like, yeah, I'm the best. And then he tried to pretend like it was like the real Chamber of Commerce, and then as you gentlemen, I'm sure are acutely aware, the real Chamber of Commerce is like, please stop. We do not support you. We do not endorse you.
We don't like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's sad because, again, we've got all the lies that Kamala tells. And then when you look at Joe Biden's entire career, it follows a pattern here where it seems like being a serial liar is almost a prerequisite to run as a Democrat for office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think certainly their barometers, and let's be honest, gentlemen, she did not win a primary. She got coronated because her money is tied to President Biden's $900 million pact and coffers. So they had to anoint her. They had to give her the coronation. And because it was done so quickly last second, because they just couldn't simply hide the fact that our commander-in-chief is asleep at the wheel, literally in Delaware right now, probably sleeping while Trump was visiting Arlington.
Yeah, he's vacationing after his little jaunt.
Yeah, so,
because he's got
so I think that the Democratic Party is reeling from their pick right now because they didn't do their own op research on Tim Walz. It was such a fast process that I think they're also caught off guard.
Well, maybe, or maybe this is by design, because...
Which most of it usually is.
I don't think they would design this chaos. They had some other great candidates in Kelly.
Why would they?
I would submit Shapiro.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
But again, they couldn't bring up Shapiro because they spent the last pretty much all the anti-Semites. Yeah, they've been pushing anti-Semitism for the whole year. You can't just hire a Jew for the VP now. Too late.
And with as much as they were talking about gun control at the DNC, Kelly, would have been perfect.
Yeah. Well, Mark Kelly now.
Yeah.
But again,
his likability, he came across as a true moderate, and that they went the other way. But I think they're definitely reeling from their picks. Certainly, I truly think, gentlemen, that they did not do their own op research, and they are very concerned right now.
Well,
because who knows what's going to come out? We don't know what's going to come out further.
Well, and again, when you have a rabid raccoon cornered and he's hissing at you, that's when they're the most dangerous. And I think that. We still got to be on our toes, and this game isn't over by a long shot because there's all sorts of election shenanigans afoot. So you still got to keep on our toes. But I think if you overwhelm the ballot boxes with Trump votes, it's going to be too hard for them to.
Yeah, and just getting the word out like you're doing, Adam, with articles like this. Just you have to constantly remind people that these Democrats, Tim Walz is a liar and cannot be trusted and lies about the most egregious things.
He spent some time in China, a little bit too much time, in my opinion.
And
that, every year for 11 years.
He gets on the plane to go there.
Yeah, doesn't have a problem with going to China.
May I make one more point, gentlemen?
Sure.
I think it's really critical for America this election cycle to understand, yes, there's a lot of weird personal attacks, and frankly, both sides could claim these ad hominem attacks. But I think what America really needs to do is remove all the candidates, frankly, and decide what do the parties stand for right now. We have one side who represents free speech, American first policies, which really honestly make a safer and free world order. And you have another side, you have the most progressive senator, her policies are the most progressive, and now her VP is a self-identified socialist. And that just is not it's not congruent with our values and how America was made, how America is going to prosper in the future. And I think that's what people need to look at. Just remove the people and look at what each party stands for.
Yeah, and when you look at the ideology, because the Democrats aren't they're not Kennedy Democrats obviously anymore,
no.
And they've gone so far to the left that as we're seeing now, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the rule of law, meaningless to them. They're doing everything they can to trample upon those, and it's incumbent upon us, everybody, veteran and non-veteran alike, to stand up against this. And your voice can be heard and your vote can be heard, but you're going to have to get off your dead butt and go do it. And I thank people like Adam for coming out and doing this and writing that article. And again, thanks for your service. Tell us about your service again. You were something before the Navy.
9/11 happened during my senior year of high school. So I enlisted on my 18th birthday a month later on October 12th. Did right into the Marines, did all 5 phases of OIF, then did some time with the Department of State, and then received a meritorious commission after my Department of State and combat time, and then I commissioned in 2012 as a SEAL officer, did a couple deployments to the West Coast
How
SEAL
old
team.
were you when you went through? How old were you when you went through BUDS?
29. I was like one of the older guys in the class.
Yeah, that kicked your ass, didn't it?
Honestly, no.
Really? Good for you.
The whole,
awesome.
You
were ready.
It's so highlighted and Hollywoodized.
You sound like a hard
It was
charger.
certainly difficult. It was certainly difficult, but the whole point of Buds is to get you ready for combat.
Yes.
And I had already done a bunch of combat deployments with the Marines. So, I mean, you wake up really early, but let's be honest, Joe, when you're like doing your training in Coronado, San Diego,
That's
how
true.
bad could that
That's
be
true.
compared to
No
actual
better place
combat?
to be training. That's for sure.
Not 120 degrees in Afghanistan.
Yeah. What people don't understand, though, is the missions, especially later on when I screened for this underwater entity that does all operations against near-peer competition. You know, doing 12-hour dives in 50-degree water, that is worse
brutal.
than combat, the
Yeah.
elements. When you're fighting against the elements, you can't beat cold water. You can't beat depth if your little mini sub starts to sink. So there's a lot of other factors that are way worse than Buds. They're just, thankfully, they're not Hollywoodized because people don't know about them.
Yeah, definitely. And stuff that they really don't need to be known about, you know?
Exactly.
Well, where can people, you got a website? You got a podcast? Everybody's got a podcast now.
Yeah,
You got to have one, too,
I have a pact to try to get good leaders. You know, it's a bipartisan, but it's conservative leaders into office. It's called conservatives4a stronger America.com. I'm on X at Adam Schwarzy. I'm on Facebook. I'm on all the things, but really, Conservatives for a Strong America. That's where people should look at all the stuff where we have how to just look at leadership failures within our government and try to get good quality people elected into office.
Indeed. Adam Schwarzy, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it, bud.
Thanks for having me on, Joe. I appreciate it. God bless.
Thank you for your service. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I mean, that's a hell of a career. Marines and SEAL.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't see that too much these days. God bless you, my son.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, take care.
To be fair. To be fair. It seems like you're doing all this work to distract yourself from feelings you don't want to be dealing with.
We'll be right back with Charlotte County Speaks on News Radio 1580 WCCF.
So I was eating grapes. I was eating some grapes. It was going good. This guy I was with goes, "Ugh." I was like, what? He goes, you've changed. I said, get out of here. I always liked grapes. He's like, I don't like this version of you. And I said, I've been eating grapes my whole life. Calm down. And he goes, I'm leaving. I said, well, get out of here then. I've had enough of you too. So anyways, he left, and then I said to the man who was feeding me the grapes, I said, what do you think? You think I changed? And he's like, no. I go, he changed, right? He goes, yeah, he changed, man.
It builds. It builds.
It's a slow burn.
It is slow burn. It's got a great little guitar part.
Give it time.
But we just don't have the time right now. We just don't have the time. News Radio 1580, 100.9 FM, WCCF. 9:42, Hump Day Wednesday. Little 38 special. Chain Lightning.
Sorry.
It was a 49-second intro.
Yeah,
It's really about all we can do.
Yeah.
Love you. But, hey, didn't get to this yesterday because I had other things going on the show, but I thought you would be interested in this. Did you hear about Danny Jansen?
No. Oh, yes.
Danny Jansen.
I did hear about
Major
this.
League history.
Yeah, this is kind of cool.
Awesome.
And this is, again, it's so weird the way they do things in MLB now, because they'll have a game that gets suspended for some reason or another that then gets a date much later
to finish
in
the game.
schedule, because the schedules are so tight now.
Yeah.
And so
that's
happened.
what happened here.
Yeah.
June 26th, Danny was the catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays against the Red Sox. Game suspended due to weather at the top of the second inning while Danny was in the middle of an at-bat.
Right.
So game gets resumed Tuesday night or Monday night, but by then Danny had been traded to Boston. So he was catching for what would have been his at-bat.
Yeah. And then they had a pinch hit for him because he's
no longer there.
He's no longer there. And then that guy got a hit, and I think Danny then had to try to throw him out when he was stealing second.
Yeah. Well, Jays won the game 4-1.
There you go.
And now this guy, who most people don't know,
yeah, right,
is now in the
part of
record
it
book.
too.
He's in Major League Baseball history.
Yeah, cool.
Pretty cool.
Very cool. Something different.
I think so.
Yeah.
And speaking now, we've also got a lot of football is back. We played it for you a little while. Football is back,
and it's very
preseason's
expensive.
Already pretty much over. I think when there's no more preseason games. I don't know. But anyway, we've got we're gearing up, and there's been a new report out there on how much you're going to spend. How much you're going to spend at these stadiums.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of money. We've got Emily on the line, Emily Thanos. Emily, welcome to the show, and it's getting pricey out there.
It definitely is. Good morning. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I think if any fans are planning on attending an NFL game this year, they've got to be ready to realize that they're going to be spending quite a bit of money.
Who is the most expensive? What are the most expensive ticket prices in the NFL this year?
Yeah, so the most expensive tickets go to the Las Vegas Raiders. For one ticket, fans will be shelling out $168.83. Following behind that is the 49ers at $161. And then coming in third is the Patriots at $142 for single game ticket.
Can you upgrade your 49ers ticket to avoid the human feces and needles on the way into the stadium? I was wondering if you could do that. But that's insane. I mean, now you're looking. Most people just don't go to the game themselves. You know, you're looking at like what's the is it an average ticket sale of 4 or 2?
What we actually looked at is, like you said, when you go to a game, maybe you're not going by yourself, but a lot of people also, they're not just going to go to a game and that be the only cost that they spend. So we put together the average game day experience for a person. So we included the cost of a general ticket, 2 beers, a hot dog, and parking. So when looking at the cost of a game day experience, that actually does kind of change, some of the teams that you're going to be shelling out the most money for. It's not just the ones that have the most expensive tickets. For a game day experience, the San Francisco 49ers come in first. That's actually followed by the Eagles. For all of those things, a ticket, 2 beers, a hot dog, and parking, the Eagles, you're going to be spending $225. Then again, coming in third is the Raiders at $223.
Yeah. Now, with Las Vegas, talking about them, what is the reason that the tickets are getting so expensive? I know that the Raiders have the newest stadium, right, with the Allegiant Stadium there, and plus it's Las Vegas. So is it sort of because it's the location, because they're a recently moved team in a new stadium,
or they don't have as many fans, so they got to jack up the ticket price to cover it?
That's a great question. Unfortunately, our survey, our report, we don't have the answers for the reasons why. We're just able to crunch the numbers.
Well, that's cool. Okay. Well, still, though, I mean, you're looking at, over $200 a person for a normal experience. A family of 4 is going to be dropping $1,000.
Yeah.
Is that really going to, man? How has attendance been year over year? Do we see trends going up, going down? Have you crunched those numbers at all?
Yeah, that's a great question. We don't have specific attendance numbers, but we also did survey NFL fans about their plans on attending games this year. So 57% of NFL fans that we surveyed said that they do plan to attend an NFL game this season. But among those who don't, 88% said that the reason why they're not going is because of cost. So it's very clear that, the main reason for not heading to a game is, not because they don't want to, or maybe not even because of distance or other factors, but it all comes down.
Yeah, because I got my buddy in Spokane, Huff Keegan. He's been a Raiders fan his whole life. I mean, now you're talking about flying
to Vegas,
which I would imagine Allegiant, there's probably a cheap tickets, but still you're adding another couple, at least $300.
Yeah.
onto the cost
And
of
to
the
one
ticket.
game?
Yeah, for one game.
You hope they win?
Yeah, and you're in Vegas, so you know
Yeah,
you're going
spend
to
a lot
have
more
a buzz
money.
coming out of the game and stumble down the.
Well, and it almost becomes a double-edged sword. We're talking about, and I have it on my screen here, the 88% of NFL fans that says the cost will impact whether or not they attend a game.
Sure.
But now these teams that are raising the cost of the tickets because they're not selling enough.
Well,
seats,
I'm just assuming
if that
that's
is
the
if
case,
that is what
yeah.
they're thinking, then they end up losing more money anyway because people aren't going to go.
Well,
Yeah, we looked at the NFL teams with the greatest increase in ticket prices year over year, and from 2022 to 2023, the Washington Commanders, an average ticket went up by $20 year over year. That's quite a bit of money. So it's definitely we're seeing those increases across different teams.
Who's your team?
The Chicago Bears.
The Bears. The Bears. Okay, well that's cool. That's cool.
At least the Atlanta Falcons have the cheapest hot dog, $2.
$2.
There you
Wow,
go.
there
Yeah.
you go. But how much are their
We
tickets?
also broke up the cheapest beer too, and 5 teams actually tied for the cheapest beer at $5. The Giants, Jets, Lions, Dolphins, and Falcons. So yeah, looking at this, Falcons cheap beer and cheap hot dogs. So
Yeah,
those
that's-
fans may luck out a little.
There you
I know.
go. There you go.
Yeah, and they're what on your list here? They're number 30 as far as
Kind of mid-range.
Yeah,
not bad,
of
towards the
32,
bottom.
and it's $111 for a ticket. So
Yeah, either way you slice it, you're dropping a lot of money to go see an NFL game. And you know what you don't get at the NFL game? You know, you don't get that great play-by-play and the color commentary.
No. Although Joe Buck, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Hey, you know. Just looking at making sure those plugs stay in, you know. That's awesome. Well, Emily, I want to thank you for your time. This is very enlightening, and if I don't know, you've made me rethink wanting to go see the Bucks.
Well, thanks for having me. And I guess advice would be, set aside some money before you head to a game this year.
Indeed, research. Thanks, folks. Emily Thanos, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for her. Thanks, Emily.
There we go.
206-15. That's a pricey.
Well,
I like my big screen TV.
Well, the Rays
with the replays.
The Rays now are going to build this brand new stadium, and they're advertising $10 tickets now to go to a game now. So they're already having a fan crisis, and they think a new stadium's going to help.
I don't know. They've always complained. You know, is a new stadium really going to do it for them?
I don't think it's going to help.
Attendance has
always been down,
and I don't know.
And they
why.
went to the World Series.
I know. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I've been to a few games. I always make it to a couple of games.
I mean, everybody poo-poos Tropicana Field. It's
why? What's wrong with it?
It's air conditioned.
Yeah.
It's actually nice, especially being in
you
Florida
got
for
the
summertime.
You got the little ray swimming in the little. in
they're
the thing
cute.
there.
It's
Yeah.
cute.
Little.
But it's I don't get it.
You can't please these people.
No.
Now they're going to bitch about the new stadium too.
Probably. Well, because it's not in Tampa. They're not the Tampa Bay Rays. They're the St. Petersburg Rays.
Well, it's just Tampa St. Pete.
Whatever.
You know,
okay.
It's one love.
One
right?
love. One love.
No. Tim doesn't want us singing that song. Well, we should have worked on that song.
Oh yeah.
That he posted.
I didn't see it.
Who laughed at it?
Oh, which one? I don't know. There's so many things.
Yeah.
Oh, the Foo Fighters thing?
Yes.
Yes.
The Fighters of Foo.
The Fighters of the Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters screwed up again. Dave Grohl doesn't realize he sold his music.
Yeah. Oh,
and
that's right.
He doesn't get the license.
I can't say what Roger Stone said.
Yes. Yes.
That was funny.
Yes, that was
That's
funny.
right. Yes.
But they were using what was My Hero?
Yeah.
They were using My Hero when JFK was coming up, and and the Trump campaign licensed it. They got the license for it.
They went through all the channels.
They went through all the necessary channels.
I went through all
and the Fighters of
necessary
Foo.
fantastic things.
Yes.
Well, and what? And Timmy Pool there said that the Foo Fighters were sitting on their bus, sitting on their plane, doing whatever they were doing, and they probably
Somebody
got a
blew
call.
them up.
No, before they got blown up on Twitter, somebody probably called them, said, "Hey, the Trump campaign wants to use your song. You're going to get $20, up to $1,000." Probably. Yeah.
They probably weren't even asked about it because it's not their call.
They probably weren't asked. They were probably told. like, hey, this is going to get used and you're going to get these royalties, whatever.
I think they found out about it well after the fact and are just responding to it because their music was sold. They didn't have to if somebody was nice enough to call them, but they didn't have to call them.
Right. Now, did they sell their music to BMI, or does BMI just handle the publishing and
they
that's
sold
the channel?
They apparently sold their music.
Okay, well,
from what I
why
understand.
did they sell their music? They're
I don't
not
know.
80 years old.
Money,
I guess.
I don't know. But apparently they had Trump had the license for it.
Right.
So I just continue to use it.
Dave Grohl, yeah.
I mean, Dave,
We're
come
gonna
on.
sue him. We're gonna sue him. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Just stop.
Just
Stop.
shut up.
Stop.
Dave, come on.
Dave.
You were being so cool there. For a
How are
minute.
you going to be a fighter of foo?
You can't
when
fight
you act
foo
like that.
when you're acting like a foolish.
Foo. Well, don't be a fool.
Don't be a fool.
When you're trying to fight the foo.
Well, you're trying to fight the foo by being a fool. It's not going to work out well for you.
No, it's not.
It's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be common sense, Dave.
You would think.
How old are you now, Dave?
I don't know.
50? What?
I don't know. Do I have to look it up? Do
It's
we
getting
care?
there.
Do we care?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
But that was a cool picture. That did just look just like him. 206-1580, toll free, 888-441-1580.
The fighter of foo is 55.
Oh, damn. Six Flags.
Never been.
Me neither. But they've got one in Mexico.
Do they?
Yeah. And there was Six Flags Mexico. They've got these that ride where everybody's in the swings on the chain and it's swinging around. Well, the one in Mexico swings around and also goes up in the air 254 feet where it got stuck.
Uh-oh.
And stopped.
And it was still swinging?
And no, it wasn't swinging
Okay.
anymore. It was
They were
stuck and
hanging?
stopped. They're just hanging there
Were
in their,
they
in their
sideways?
swings. No, they were straight down,
Okay.
straight down in their
Okay.
in their little swings. But then a nice big thunder and lightning storm with very heavy rain came
Yeah,
through,
that's
and
fun.
that kind of didn't make things very fun.
Moral of
for
the
them.
story is don't go to Six Flags
in Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's falling apart now, kids. Just
Yes.
it's the idiocracy.
I've started that movie, by the way.
It's funny.
It's weird.
It's a weird movie, but it is funny.
Yeah. Well, and just the word police that they come out with now, you know, in real life, you
Yes.
know, and the things that they're saying, I probably can't say on radio either.
No, don't
in the movie, that was what? When did that movie come out? 2000 or late 90s?
Early 2000s, I want to say.
Yeah.
4 or 5, something like that.
Probably 2006.
6. Okay.
So with that movie coming out in 2006, and the stuff they're saying in that, it's hilarious.
It's hilarious to watch it now because
Yeah.
you can see, wow, we really are becoming
Yes.
the idiocracy.
Yes, we are the idiots. Yeah, and I didn't realize it's Mike Judge, the same guy
Yeah.
who did Office Space.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
It's hilarious.
That makes sense too.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, here's how you know that you're really not that well liked at work. This is one of those tell me everyone hates you at work without telling me they hate you. 15 coworkers scaled a mountain in Colorado last Friday as part of a team building exercise.
Team building.
Team building.
Yes. Who got pushed
Building
off?
is a cohesive unit. And if we go hiking together in the mountains, in the wilds,
Yes.
experience that together, we make a connection, a deep, deep, soulful connection
Is that
with
what-
your coworkers
is
that is going to take you to the next level in your journey on your career with this company.
Is that what Tim Walz said before, as he hung up the phone and said, "I'm not going"?
yeah. I don't want to go. Summit is over 14,000 feet, but not everyone did the whole thing.
Yeah,
A few people hung back, so there were 2 groups, except for one guy who ended up doing the last leg himself. So he made it to the top. Fine, but got lost on his way down after everyone left and took all their gear with them. They left stuff along the path to guide them back to the trail of, like breadcrumbs, but they'd picked up all that stuff on their way back. So he's like, yeah, I don't know where I'm going, man.
We'll just keep going down.
So he made it to the top at around 11:30 a.m., then got turned around. So he dropped a pin, texted to his coworkers, and they told him he was going the wrong way. Sent another pin drop at 3:50 p.m., and he was going the right way at that point. But then a big storm hit, high winds, freezing rain, just like Mexico. He got disoriented in the storm, which also cut off his cell service.
Of course.
And his coworkers either didn't know or just didn't give a crap, and no one told search and rescue until like 9 p.m. at night.
Oh, man. Well, he should find another job.
Yeah,
if he lived.
They don't like him. They just don't like him. Doesn't seem like they like him.
No.
Anyway, they would have tried using drones to find him, but they couldn't make it up that far the mountain in bad weather. Plus, he was in all black clothing. Well, I don't know if they got the infrared.
True.
Heat signature. But anyway, he's okay. He got cell service back around 10 a.m. the next day and called 911. By the time they found him, he'd been on the mountain for over 24 hours. Couldn't walk. He told them he'd fallen at least 20 times. They stretched him out, got him to stretchered him out, got him to a hospital. Say he's lucky his phone didn't die or they wouldn't have found him in time. Search and Rescue said the story highlights some important lessons. Remember that cell service can be spotty. Don't hike in all black. And if you get turned around, it's usually best to stay put and never leave someone behind. Team building, my arse.
Team building, yes.
Not very built.
Stay
that
with your
team
buddy.
is.
Got to stay with your buddy.
They added that the unfortunate event might cause some awkward encounters at the office.
Really?
when he returns to work.
Yes.
Oh, fake news radio update on the way.
We all signed the card for you.
Yeah, I know. She got your name. She forgot how to spell your name.
She's new.
She didn't know your name.
It's been here 2 years.
We're News Radio 1580 AM WCCF Punta Gorda and FM 100.9 W265 EA Punta Gorda.
It's Wednesday, Gary.
I know that, Janet.
Just sit right back in your space capsule. You are not going home. The Boeing ship that took you there is another mission blown. No friends, no pets, no Halloween. In orbit you will roam. You might just meet some aliens and get an anal probe. So join us back on Earth, my friends. We miss you very much. We'll see you in person again next year, 'cause Boeing really sucks.
Morning, friends. Cheerio.
It's Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday.
Man, TGI Wednesday. Am I right? Yep. What are you wearing?
Is he wearing a bow tie? Is that a bow tie? I like bow ties.
Why are you wearing a bow tie?
Because it's
National Bow Tie Day.
Is that a good enough reason for you?
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
You folks ready for a show?
It's showtime.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
This is Charlotte County Speaks, your chance to let your voice be heard on local, state, and national issues. And now, broadcasting live from a dumpy little warehouse behind a Taco Bell, the host of Charlotte County Speaks, Ken Lovejoy.
News Radio 1580, 100.9 FM, WCCFradio.com. This is Charlotte County Speaks, Hump Day Wednesday, 10:08's the time. Ken Lovejoy, Mike Bassiani with you. Phone lines open 941-206-1580, toll free 888-441-1580. You can email us. The address is ccspeaks@live.com. And if you miss a show, head to our homepage at WCCFradio.com and scroll down to the podcast section. Coming up this Friday, 6 p.m. at the Lashley Crab House, it is a gala fundraiser honoring our Beirut veterans and memorializing all of our veterans and first responders. It's a big fundraiser for Phase 2 of the William R. Gaines Jr. Veterans Memorial Park.
Yes.
Again, 6 p.m. this Friday at Lashley Crab House. $100 per person. Money's going to a good cause. Food and drinks, live music. Leslie DaCosta is going to be there.
I love Leslie.
He's
I haven't
a great
seen him
guy.
in a long time.
He's a great guy. And I think Riley's going to be there, too, to get your picture taken with him, wearing his special hat.
Which one?
His special hat.
Oh.
You haven't seen the special hat?
Well, he has many hats.
But it's the one he always is in now. Seems like his
new
special hat. His new
Okay.
special hat.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
just checking.
Just saying.
That's okay.
He might not even show up. I don't know.
Just the hats
I
there.
could have swore Stephen R. said he was going to be there.
Yeah.
But anyway, lots of sponsors for this. You can just show up and pay your money and go in and have fun. Or if you would like, you can contact for more information Stephen R. Deutsch at 941-628-0348. 628-0348. Also, coming up in September, at the end of September, which we're almost at now.
Well, we're almost at September.
Yes.
Not the end of September.
No, but we're almost at September.
Correct.
And then the end of September. That's why I'm doing this now, because it's coming quickly.
Well, then
Stuff's
it'll be the middle
moving
of September.
so fast. The world's turning
Then
as
the
it
end
burns,
of September.
kicking up the flames with the wind.
Then we've got October.
Yes.
And
But
then
we're
soon
not
November.
doing anything for October yet.
Not yet.
No reason to. The Knights of Columbus, however, of St. John Church in Fort Myers, sponsoring their 4th annual charity golf tournament benefiting Hope Hospice, SMDP Outreach, Special Equestrians, and Golden Paws. All worthy
Very nice.
charities. And the tournament's going to be September 27th at the premier private golf and country club of Southwest Florida, the Club at Renaissance. The golf course is an Arthur Hills design, 5-star rated, one of the best challenges you've ever played, and it's a rare opportunity to get to play it. It's a world-class course.
Very cool.
So there's a $5,000 hole-in-one. It's going to be a beautiful time. And if you need more information or to make a reservation to be one of the limited players to go, just send an email to info@kc23.org/golf. info@kc23.org/golf. Are you looking up the golf course?
No,
by
I'm
chance?
not. No.
What are you laughing at?
Well,
Something else?
News. We ready?
Another meme? Do we have breaking news?
No, well, it's not breaking. It's
not
just
breaking
it's
news?
a fun. You can do a little bit right there.
Or wait,
today?
maybe if it's just barely breaking, you're doing the Aztec death whistle.
It just grabs people's attention.
Yes.
So 4 days ago, Jack Posobiec posted, "At this rate, by Monday, the Democrats will be saying they want to build a wall on the border." And
well, they built a wall around the DNC.
Yeah, he did. But he just tweeted out an excerpt from an Axios article that just came out that says, if she's elected president, Kamala Harris pledges to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on the wall along the southern border, a project she once opposed and called un-American during the Trump administration. So he just tweeted that and said, well.
She lies.
Yeah.
She lies.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like what Adam was saying last hour, I find it hard to believe because they all said that it was Eric the Coward Holder that was supposed to be vetting who the VP pick was going to be.
Right.
And then you've got Posobiec, and then this is who the VP pick is. This complete, my God, stolen valor, liar. I'm waiting for the pedo stories to start popping up from his coaching days in high school.
And that he was a volunteer assistant coach.
Yes. But he tries to make himself
everything
it's just like Biden. Everything he's done in his life is relatively worthy on its own if you just call it what it is. But he always tries to build it up into more than it really was. 24 years in the National Guard, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
But to turn it into
I went into combat. I led a unit.
I've held weapons of war.
Yeah.
And then trying to say,
please leave the horse enclosure.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it. It's just it's amazing. It's amazing to me. So you kind of wonder, did Eric the Coward Holder even vet Timmy? And then you've got Jack again, Posobiec at the DNC chasing Eric the Coward through.
Right?
Why didn't you vet him? Eric gives him the old F yourself and. Tries walking away.
Mm-hmm.
That was hilarious. But
Well,
again, they're
always,
dangerous. At this point, they're dangerous. Be careful, folks.
And body language is the most important thing because that's what shows you how people truly are. And you had, obviously, there's something, mentally wrong with his son, Walls' son.
Is he autistic or something?
I think so, yes. And okay.
Well, I mean, come on. Tim's on the spectrum.
I know. I mean, come on.
Come on.
And so, yes, we make fun of how the kid acted, standing up, that's my son, crying when Walls was giving his speech.
Dragging him up there.
Exactly.
Dragging him up
the
there.
poor kid.
You will be on this stage with
come
me.
here. Yeah,
Get
come
up
here. when people think that they're not being looked at, or when that little crack happens and their true personality shows up, and you also see it with Walz's wife. She hates the guy.
Is she got a Hillary thing going on?
I don't know. But you can just see he is not a nice person.
No, neither one of them are.
No.
I mean, if you want to believe the 92% turnover in Kamala's staff and the stories coming out of them about you can't look her in the eye, can't talk to her.
It's based on joy.
Joy. Who else said that? Oh, that's right, Hitler. Oh, Mao. Oh, my God.
Communists. And same thing with Kamala. When I watched Tucker's interview with Jason Whitlock that he did with the live DNC going on, and they'd cut to it occasionally, and they listened to some of Kamala's speech, and finally Tucker had enough. He said, "Okay, I can't listen anymore right now." And he said she's just lying about everything.
Yeah.
But while he was talking and the sound wasn't on, and you could just see Kamala speaking, we see her in these rallies. And you see her as this, goofy moron, essentially, can't read,
She can't, always got to shake that arm.
We're going to fix price gauging because you can't read teleprompter either. However,
I'm just juggling words.
Unburdened by what has been. Communist. But watching her speak in her DNC speech and not actually listening to the lies, but just watching her body language, she is, again, a very angry, nasty person.
Yeah.
And very evil. You can see it in her face and how she was talking. And anybody listening and watching that speech from the DNC, night and day compared to her, babbling self in a rally. She was putting her points forward that were written for her. Fine. Yes, we all agree.
Thanks, Barack.
But she is going to be a very dangerous person going into this election, where it's not enough to just make fun of her anymore.
No, because she's dangerously stupid.
Yes.
And she's being ran by dangerously stupid people.
So she is a very formidable, dangerous, and stupid person.
So is that, I don't know his name, won't say it, but if you read the letters to the editor today, the idiot who said Biden really cares about our troops, about the military.
That was something I could never stand, is when he would wrap up any speech and he'd never say, "And God bless America." And he would always say, "And God protect our troops."
He's a liar.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Anyway.
He doesn't care.
On a brighter note, the economy's in the tank and people can't afford to really buy furniture anymore, but Pizza Hut's going to help you out with that, kids.
Good hard segue. Death of the country. Hey, Pizza Hut has furniture.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Can't afford real furniture because the economy sucks because you keep voting for idiots. Hey,
you're having
Pizza
to sell
Hut
your
has furniture.
old IKEA furniture now. They're creating a whole new website for it. It's like a big yard sale online.
Nice.
So if you want to be classy, consider using this. Pizza Hut's latest gimmick is a pizza box. You with me?
That turns into
also a coffee table. There you go.
Is it added to Kramer's coffee table book about coffee tables?
It should be. It should be. Should be on the cover for the update.
Yeah.
Or revised edition. It's meant for people who are moving to a new place and haven't set up their furniture yet. The bottom folds out into a sturdy base, but sturdy for pizza, not sturdy for you or your feet to kick up on. Don't do that.
What about the 24-liter Coke that I got with my pizza?
Can we put it next to our Olympic no sex bed? They did a poll and found that 87% of Americans have ordered pizza during a move. Well, they had to do a poll for that? I mean, yeah, of course. 79% ate it on the floor. Sure.
Okay.
All right. So it's a gimmick.
Yeah.
To order.
How much are they spending on these?
Don't know.
And how much did they spend to engineer these boxes?
Right now, it's only available in where we got here. 3 cities: Dallas, Charlotte, and Orlando.
Hey, okay.
Head up
Who
there.
moves to Orlando?
I would imagine those are probably cities that people are moving to.
Yeah.
So there's probably a lot of moving. So they're
What
going to.
was the second one? Dallas. What?
Dallas, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina.
And Orlando. You know,
yeah.
that country.
Mickey
that's
Mouse.
just a couple hours north. McMouse country. Well, we have to go do stuff right here.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
We'll be right back with Charlotte County Speaks on News Radio 1580 WCCF.
Confused and bewildered? Well, it's done to you on purpose. Yeah, recent study, MIT study, explaining why laws are written in an incomprehensible style. They believe that they've uncovered the answer, such as magic spells. Just as magic spells use special rhymes and archaic terms to signal their power, the convoluted language of legalese acts to convey a sense of authority. It's not just laws. Okay, it's what economists do. It's what Wall Street does. They love throwing out all sorts of nonsense and archaic garbage to get you believing that they are actually useful. Simplicity is always the key, folks. Works for Apple, and it works for Markowski Investments. WatchdogOnWallStreet.com.
All right, we're going to speed it up here.
Fuck it.
Oh, yeah. Now we're going to slow it down. Slow it down a little bit. Take it down.
Oh, yeah.
All right, grab her by the waist. Sway her back and forth a little bit.
And you feel it.
All right.
Are
ready?
you feeling it?
Get ready to toss her back on the couch. Go grab a beer.
Feeling it? Yeah!
News Radio 1580, 100.9 FM, WCCFradio.com. Little Rosington Collins on a hump day Wednesday here at 1027. Phone lines open at 941-206-1580. Toll free 888-441-1580. A little programming note here.
Programming note.
Coming up today with the Clay and the Buckster, Nate Silver, 538, little pollster dude.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a left-leaning,
Eh.
but sometimes he's a little bit close. Anyway, he's going to be on at 1. Jim Jordan. Jim, going to have his sleeves rolled up. No jacket.
We're getting to work.
No jacket.
We're getting to work.
Tie, white shirt, no jacket.
Top button unbuttoned.
Top button unbuttoned.
Right.
Little bit loose, not completely loose.
Like the guy with the
Yeah.
board, like
the
connecting
whiteboard.
all the dots.
Sleeves rolled up. He's ready to wrestle.
Yeah.
Ready to wrestle at 1:30. And then Kat Timpf. I don't know what to think of her. I mean,
Survey says I approve.
Do you?
I approve. Survey says.
I don't think we
Where
have
is it?
that.
You
Where
don't
did
have
it go?
What? I don't know.
How about this?
There we go.
So there you go. And the Republicans. The Republicans.
Yeah.
Or what I guess this wing would be the Republic Crap Party. But the level of how low the Rhino wing will go is it's not a static level.
It keeps going lower.
It's a hold my beer thing. Watch
Yes.
how deeply I can dig ourselves into a grave that will never get our reputations back.
Right.
In a letter to USA Today obtained by a group of more than 200 former aides for former, not the good aides.
Oh,
the bad aides.
Bad aides. Okay. Yeah.
Of former President George W. Bush, Mittens Romney, and Trader McCain.
Yeah.
They're all and reuniting and joining former staffers for H.W. Bush. And they're all
so
endorsing they're all endorsing communism.
Of course. Yeah.
Kamala.
Of course they are. Because just the fact, and if this doesn't tell you how we have been failing long before Trump came in.
Oh.
Because the four election, no, it was two, because it was McCain and then Romney against Obama each time.
Yes.
So the last two elections before Trump, that was the best that the Republicans had to offer.
No, it was a hold your nose and vote.
Yeah.
That was it.
And that's
Both
what
times.
got us. That's what got us to this point.
Yeah.
Not Trump. It
No.
was them.
Trump is the reason.
Right.
The reason we got Trump is them.
Right.
A bunch of feckless boobs who had no intention of doing the will of the people, only the will of their donors.
Exactly.
And which also, I'm happy to see that the golf guy bailed out of this state park thing. I think that's a bad idea.
It's a very, very
That's a
bad
stupid
idea.
idea. That just reeks of big donor money.
Yeah.
And we're going to kiss their ass by putting pickleball in state
and
parks.
we supported you. You have
Pickleball's
to give us
bad enough.
something.
Hearing that clackety clack crap is bad enough, but now what? We're going to disturb nature with that? No. And what else were they going to put there? Golf, pickleball, and what else? I mean, no, they're state parks for a reason. And I agree with, I can't stand the Sierra Club, bunch of commie just ruffians, but I would have to suggest that I agree with them. Work on the trails and the bathrooms at the state parks.
If you have, if you have fun, if you have funds,
You're doing it.
I get
You're doing
excited.
it again. Have to get you a pad.
I know. If you have the funds to do that for a state park, yeah.
No, you don't.
He's
He's probably gonna lease some crap. There's big donor money involved. There's some big developer that wants to do this. But I read that the golf guy is bailing out of it.
Well, if there are donors who want golf courses, I'm sure there are donors.
Don't we
that
have enough
want
golf
better
courses?
Trails.
We got a lot. Yeah.
And
Just
bathrooms.
Leave the state parks alone. I mean, you don't know what you're doing, Tiny D. I mean, that's
disappointing.
I don't know. It is. It's
disappointing
disappointing.
from the Tiny D.
I don't think turning our state parks into freaking pickleball. Good God. Haven't we got enough? We've got enough pickleball. Thanks, Tiny D. We've got enough.
Indoor would be nice.
Huh?
Indoor would be nice.
Yes, then that would wake up the pickleballers to how disgustingly loud their little game is. I know. Orthopedists love it. They love the pickleball.
Yeah.
Because these old farts are blowing out knees right and left playing pickleball.
It was crazy when I saw the guy playing with a full oxygen tank on a backpack. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
okay.
From what I'm reading, pickleball, they're injuring their knees more than regular tennis players are.
I don't know. Well, it's certainly less running than tennis.
No, but you're doing side to sides.
True,
You're doing those sides
harder stops.
and you're 70, and you haven't done side to side since you were in high school.
I got it. ACL. Oh, speaking of exercise,
what?
I have this deserves some breaking.
Really?
This is breaking.
Okay.
And maybe
How about
a hair
that? I'll
of
give
the
you
death
two.
whistle. A hair of the death whistle. Yeah. Lizzo.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
That's any seat that Lizzo sits on.
Johnny Knoxville, or somebody just shared a video of Johnny Knoxville. There was some fat chick on the show with them, and the seat that she was sitting on, he did a prank, and it was completely made out of cake. Like, ouch. Anyway, Lizzo, this is good news.
Okay.
Lizzo says she's taking a gap year and shows off significant weight loss.
Well, good for her.
She said, quote, "You can do anything you put your mind to. Stay focused.
Yes.
You got this." There you go.
She's got a lot of talent. Why does she, she
Just
needs to
stop twerking when you're playing Thomas Jefferson's flute.
Shed that insecurity, shed that past that life has done to you to cause you to eat yourself to death, and start getting yourself in shape. She's a wonderful flute player. She's obviously got a ton of talent.
Yes.
Get in shape.
So on what appears to be a
Adele,
journey,
it worked for Adele, but
that's true.
Adele was
she
getting,
had the little,
Oh, did she have some
her
facial
face
work
looks very
too?
good now.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
I think that's part of it. Anyway, on what appears to be a journey to better her health, Lizzo shared a video showing off recent weight loss and said she is taking a gap year and protecting my
Do we
teeth.
get to see the weight loss? Is there evidence of weight loss?
I
or
gotta
do we
view
just have
it
to
on Instagram.
Take her word on
so
it.
I don't know. It's not.
I
The
want to
picture's
see.
not loading.
I
I'll
see
find it on my
sagging
phone.
skin. That's what we got to see. That's
Yes.
the only way. That's how you know that they lost a lot of weight. When the skin's sagging, they got to go get that.
A little bit, yeah. You can kind of see
good.
it.
Good for
she's
her.
wearing the tighter, little tighter bodysuit thing, but it
Good
works.
for her.
And
I applaud anybody who decides to, turn their life around and get in shape.
And so she said, if you're reading this, remember you can do anything you put your mind to. Stay focused. You got this. Unfortunately, I'll be posting way too many bikini pics. Okay.
Well,
maybe not.
Don't get ahead of yourself there, darling. We're not quite there yet.
Wait a little while.
What you think is significant,
yes,
might not be significant weight loss for other people.
Well, remember in
Don't go
May,
doing that.
Lizzo's weight and support for body positivity was mocked on the hour-long South Park special, "The End of Obesity."
I remember
which
that.
was talking
Hilarious.
about the Ozempic stuff.
Yes,
and
you can see Ozempic face.
Oh yeah,
it looks like it's like, man, has he got cancer? Because it does. Their cheeks are looking all sunken in. Their eyes are looking funky. It's a weird look. Mm-hmm. It's not a normal weight loss look.
Well, and it sounds like the South Park mockery of her in the video
is what kicked her into
what kicked her into it. She said, "I just feel it's quote. I just feel like, damn, I'm really that bitch." And so she has to really look at it. And hey, she saw it. Good for her. She's taking steps in the right direction. Now, what is the left going to do? Is the left going to look at her and say, "You're not being body positive for what we stand for"?
Weren't they already kind of jumping on her for
They
the way
did a
they were
little bit.
treating her? She was treating her crew.
Yeah. Well, there was some lawsuit, wasn't there?
See, this is so much more fun to talk about than these idiots that are these rhinos that have sided with the destruction of America. That's over 200. Bush, McCain. God, it just it used to give me a little boost of pride knowing that I was related to them distantly by marriage.
Bush,
and now it's just like ew.
Brother, ew, brother, ew.
And McCain,
you gotta
and
look that
Mittens
sound up.
Romney, all those people. Now
Mittens.
we always knew they were
All
rhinos.
people that
and
we
now-
all know
because
just
you know
hate Trump.
Yeah,
and they're
200
just
of these.
butthurt.
You can't. Oh, Ken, that was just their staff. Well, you're telling me
Yeah.
that they don't feel the same way?
Exactly.
We already know Mittens does.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Just totally disgusting.
Just butthurt losers.
I'd rather look at Lizzo.
Yeah, that's sad.
See how sad it is?
And it takes these 200 alleged Republicans that endorse Kamala. Who's endorsing Trump? RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard. Now, I still have my reservations about Tulsi. I think she has some Bernie-esque qualities when she was running the first time.
So does RFK Jr.
Exactly. They're both dangerous in their own ways. That's why I wouldn't vote for them.
Well, no, I would never vote for them, but I understand the coalition that's being put together because you've got a lot. I suggest to you that there's still a lot of old school Democrats who still love this country,
right,
as constituted, that don't want to see what these hard left, just dangerous idiots are doing to the country.
Yeah.
And so I think that this coalition brought together could help save it because, again, we've got to overwhelm their cheating because they don't care about the voters. It's all about ballots. with the Democrats. Piles and piles of ballots stacked as high and ran through as many times as they need.
Well, and with the Republican infighting that has been happening, as we just got a report from my mother, the GOP
It's our
RNC,
intel source.
yes, and she's right. The GOP RNC had better start pushing the down ballot Republicans and senators, or the left will have Trump and Vance out, and they'll take the presidency anyway. So.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We don't have
it's not enough to just have Trump in there.
Yeah, it's the base who's doing the heavy lifting here because the party still to this doesn't seem to. I don't know. I don't think they understand the stakes, or they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't sound like they care.
No.
They sound like they're treating this just like it's another election cycle, when it isn't.
No.
It's more than that. It's National Sport Sampling Day.
Sport sampling?
Whatever the hell that
What
is. What is that?
We're not in the...
It says apparently this is legal, but it's the 241st day of the year.
What?
National Sports Sampling Day. Today is the 241st day of the year, so that means we're on a mission to celebrate National Sports Sampling Day. Today we encourage kids and families alike to try a new sport, except pickleball. And so go... It's louder than that.
I know.
National.
That's like when I used to watch, it was Nickelodeon or whatever. They'd have the play 60 minutes every day.
Oh.
Get outside for 60 minutes.
National Thoughtful Day.
Is it thoughtful
Be
now?
thoughtful.
Just be thoughtful.
thoughtful.
Did you
Just
watch
for a
that?
day.
I sent you that good comedian's bit about mindfulness. And
Yes.
It's like, yeah, before cell phones, all you had was yourself. So
Yes,
it was
that
always,
was it.
I didn't
It was
realize I was
easy.
practicing mindfulness.
Here you go. This is better. National Red Wine Day.
Oh,
not a red wine drinker,
Not a
really,
red
but
wine.
what the hell?
There's a nice winery.
Could do it for a day.
In Blairsville. It's Living Waters Winery.
Living Waters.
I think I sent you a picture of the view there. It's really-
Okay.
yeah, it's
Thank you.
beautiful.
National Power Rangers Day.
Hey,
Yay!
Power
Rangers!
Yeah.
National Bow Tie Day.
Love the pink Power.
That's like a Tucker Carlson Day, isn't it?
Who doesn't? No, that's Ken Rosenthal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
He always wears the different bow ties.
All right. Well, he'll love today. Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day.
Oh.
Just remembering Mitzi.
Yeah.
Oh, Mitzi.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Something, finally.
There we
Something to go with your red wine. National Cherry Turnover Day. Ooh. We had cherry popsicle earlier in the week.
Oh, yeah.
And now we got cherry turnover. That does sound good.
Well, in Blue Ridge.
Remember the old Hostess cherry pies? Do they make those anymore?
Oh, yeah.
The apple cherry?
Well, I miss the old
Blueberry?
apple pies, the old Mickey D's apple pies.
I heard they were bringing those back. The original recipe.
The original recipe? Okay.
But
Original
it was only in
style.
a limited location or something
That's
like that.
annoying. Why do they got to do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
206-1580, toll free, 888-441-1580. So we do still have, I think we still have we're going to have a local race in the general election.
Right.
With the
runoff.
judges. Yeah. With Sean Lux
and Catherine
Wallace.
Right.
So that'll be a runoff. And I think Joe's still got a write-in and a Democrat running, but they don't seem to be very active. So I don't know if they're really still running or what's going on there.
Okay.
So that's all I have to look forward to really in November, other than the
Rick Scott race.
Rick Scott.
Rubio's not up, right? Is he up? Or?
I'd leave that one blank anyway. That would be considered an undervote on Kenny's ballot.
Yeah. What did I just say? We still at least got the R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't an R.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's a U. He's a total U. I don't know what to think about this. $100 million? I mean, really? Does Travis and Jason really have that much to talk about? $100 million?
It was one time I
for
got
a
drunk
podcast deal,
and I ripped my shirt off.
Really?
And I tossed it around, and everybody took pictures of me. And it
Amazon,
was cool, man.
Amazon, $100 million. That's a lot.
Video podcast? Probably.
Well, it would have
Everything's.
to be. It would have to be a video podcast.
It's just,
I just don't think it has legs.
No.
I mean,
Well,
I
they're
don't know.
gonna interview-
I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that are, questioning their sexuality, but still want to kind of be macho. That's the podcast for you, and maybe they'll have enough people to pull it off. I don't know. I just don't.
This Kill Tony thing is like all over the place now.
You
notice they never show the bits of the actual people doing this.
Yeah.
Because they suck.
Because they are bad. It's more of them just getting roasted afterwards. Yes.
Yeah.
But there have been a couple of good ones. I would go to see if they do it locally. If they do it like in Tampa or Fort Myers or something, I'd go to see it.
I think when I was going through Atlanta, one of the trips, they were doing it there.
I would like to go see it. That guy who dresses up like Dr. Phil.
Yeah,
that's a
he's
whole
funny.
That's a whole skin wig, the whole thing. But it's hilarious.
And Shane Gillis as Trump is just great. He's hilarious.
Yeah, and I saw a couple with Rogan sitting on they're fun to watch.
Yeah,
they're fun.
But
to watch.
it's just the roasting of the people.
I'd rather watch that than Travis and Jason.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they talking? What are we getting with them?
They'll interview their celebrity friends.
I agree.
Other football players. They'll interview other athletes. Probably.
I agree with one of our with our wise brother from this morning. The most watched episode is going to be the one after he dumps Taylor.
Who was it? Was it you talking about it, or somebody else was talking about it? If they do break up, that's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad for him.
and her, I think, and her, the way that the media and the fans just hyped it up so much, more than any of her other relationships. I feel. I mean, it's just the way I feel about Taylor and her relationships. This one has to be the one, or otherwise fans they're not gonna like it. They'll jump
ship from who?
From her.
You think the Swifties will leave her because of him?
If
I don't think you know women
if
very
she
well.
breaks if she breaks it off,
if she breaks it off, they're still going to back her.
He was never good enough for you.
Mean. Did you see
when he
how
was
he
so
yelled
drunk
at
and
the
he was
coach?
yelling. Oh.
So no, I think either way, she's got a psychotic base, so they'll follow her regardless. But did you see there was a girl did a video, Trumpsters,
Swifties for Trump.
Swifties for
Right.
Trump. Did you see that
and
video?
People were joking about it, like, "Oh, this is all AI." There was one real picture. There was one real picture of the girl with the shirt that.
Well, I
had
saw the
group.
video with her talking about it.
And then there were other like AI pictures that were made that showed like Taylor Swift wearing a Swifties for Trump shirt.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
well, those were AI.
Yeah,
duh.
Right,
of course.
But yeah, I heard about her. That's cool. Good.
Yeah, because obviously, sadly, I know some guys that are really into her.
I'm sure.
I just love the lyrics, man. Man, just gosh.
I love
even Trump.
Yeah.
Trump
I love
himself.
the meme. I love the meme that shows the four guys from Tropic Thunder sitting in the helicopter with their weapons going, us going off to World War III because a bunch of Taylor Swift fans voted for the one that likes her music.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, that or his dudeness or duder or, El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
We'll be right back with Charlotte County Speaks on News Radio 1580 WCCF.
Now I don't drink, and when you're with people that drink, it doesn't work out. That's why that designated driver thing I don't think ever worked out. I see ads for it again, like I think they're trying to resurrect that idea, but it's kind of a flawed notion. It's like, hey, Bill, listen, we were wondering if you'd come out with us. Here's the idea. We want to go out and drink, and then we were hoping you'd come with us and not drink. How's that sound to you? We're going to go to a bunch of different bars and drink, and then you come with us and not drink. Also, we're not going to be driving. You're going to pick us up at our different houses, go to a bunch of bars, not drink while we drink, and then drive us all home. How's that sound to you? How's that catch you? I was like, I don't know. What's the catch? It sounds too good.
this morning make me feel so bad on account of my baby. Walk off with another man.
Rat bastard.
Like taking eyesight from the blind man. And murder from the poor. That a woman took my love and walked on out that door. And it's so got cold after the rain fell, not from the sky, from my
News Radio 1580, 100.9 FM, WCCFradio.com. Charlotte County Speaks on a Hump Day Wednesday, 10:53. One of my favorite ZZ Top songs, one of my favorite ZZ Top albums, Rio Grande Mud.
Nice.
Sure got cold after the rain fell. Well, we have an update here. Now, the level of scumbaggery
Oh, here we go, folks.
that the commie Democrats have turned into and what they're utilizing, they're pathetic people.
Yes.
I don't know if you caught it, but Kamala with callous knees posted a letter on her X page allegedly from someone named Tucker calling for gun control.
Yeah.
Trying to make it look like it was from Tucker Carlson, which it was not.
Right.
And if you can go ahead and read it. I'm not going to read it to you. It's just, but she replies, Tucker, thank you for writing me. While we may not agree on every issue. See, they tried to make it look like it was Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, exactly.
It was not Tucker Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
and the idiots that don't care, or the people that know anyway that it's not him will push the lie.
Yeah. Well, somebody, Aviva Frey, posted, you do realize there's pictures of Tucker Carlson's signature on the internet, and none of them are even remotely close to that letter, right? You do know that, right?
Yeah.
Well, they reached out to Tucker, and Tucker replies, ha, seriously? I'm carrying a gun right now, as I always do. There are a few things I hate more than the Democrat Party's attempt to disarm the American population. That's what dictators do. People actually think I sent a handwritten letter to Kamala Harris endorsing gun confiscation?
Yeah.
That's moronic.
Yeah.
Nothing is real in her campaign at all, folks.
No.
Nothing is real.
And nobody,
everything is a lie.
And anybody who actually supports her isn't watching Tucker, so they didn't hear what I mentioned earlier in the show of him talking about now she is worse than a liar. The lies she tells are complete opposite of truth.
There's some truth for you.
And now it's time for
Random facts.
It's just disgusting. Disgusting. Horrible people. Horrible, rotten, anti-American people.
They hate you.
Number one, Botox was invented in Vancouver, British Columbia, which is up there, Canada, back in 1987. Not cleared as a cosmetic treatment until 2002. Number two, the Internet Movie Database originally started in 1990 with a group of guys trying to make a list of the actresses with the best eyes, and it just grew from there. Number three, the three highest grossing media franchises of all time, Pokemon, Mickey Mouse and Friends,
Mickey Mouse,
Winnie the Pooh, Star Wars is fourth.
Really?
May the fourth be with them. Number four, Iceland's population is so small and secluded that whenever two people there start dating, there's a serious risk that they're related. Ooh. There's even an app where people can put their names in to find out if they're related before they do the nasty.
Third cousin. It's all right.
Number five. Your five random facts. Why does Canadian tuxedo... I've never heard that phrase, but apparently it describes wearing jeans with a jean jacket.
Canadian tuxedo. Okay.
I used to do
you
that
have to
all
have
the time.
a corduroy shirt.
Or I had two. I had a regular jean jacket, and then I had the fluffy one with the little lining.
Oh,
to keep me warm.
Mhm.
Gotta have one of those.
Well, yeah.
In 1951, Bing Crosby wasn't allowed in a hotel in Canada because he was wearing a double denim look. So Levi's made him a denim tuxedo as a publicity stunt.
That's cool.
And there is your 5 random facts. Where's my mouse?
I don't know.
Jeez.
Where's McMouse? And you have now new election interference. Who had this one on the bingo card?
What's that?
DC Drano 5 minutes ago. Election interference is keeping someone on the ballot who wants their name removed and trying to remove another person's name who wants to stay. Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson is rigging Michigan's elections again.
What's new?
As Michigan Dems force RFK Jr. to remain on the November ballot.
Oh, what about
So-
Kemp? Kemp in Georgia asking his AG, hey, do I have the authority to get rid of these guys that are implementing all these election changes to make it more safe and integrity filled? Can I get rid of them? He can only get rid of one. He only appointed one. He didn't appoint any of the 3 that are implementing these policies right now, which is only going to help the people of Georgia have a more fair and more integrity-filled election.
Of course.
Kemp, crooked smiling Kemp. You look at that crooked smile and you see everything you need to see. Yeah. The dude is crooked. And that Trump threw that olive branch to him, I think it was a waste of time because the guy's still going to try and stab you in the back.
Yep.
What are you going to do? Come back tomorrow and talk more about it. That's what we're going to do.
Fun things.
Have a great day, kids.
Happy thoughts.
Anybody got any more jokes? Anything funny? No? No? All right. See you, folks.
We're News Radio 1580 AM WCCF Punta Gorda and FM 100.9 W265 EA Punta Gorda.